hey. Hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. All right, so thanks for your patience with me as I took the fuzzy boy out for his walkie. We're going to go ahead and get back to the rhythm that we were in. I did go ahead and select 11 winners off of our previous video. And so here's the list. Well, actually, I won't even bother to go through it because it's written right there in the description box. I'm just going to get started. As you guys know, I am a fictional storyteller, not a psychic, so do bear that in mind. But I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for each one of these winners. And thank you guys all for being so amazing. So Undaunted, here we go. So for this 1111 portal, we've got a message of the devil, Capricorn energy. This devil card, though, he's showing up very bluntly, kind of like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And the one great thing about having the devil card, especially during like an 1111 portal, where it's all about like making things smooth, taking direct action. This is like somebody who's willing to do the shadow work and actually look for, where is the thing that is blocking me from being able to see the sun and the moon and the stars and me reaching my dreams. Oh, it's this kind of silly looking little fellow with no clothes on. Once we can spot it, it's really easy to swat it out of the way. So looking at the devil head on, it's a kind of like a day of reckoning to say, what is it that's blocking me from achieving the dream or the goal that I really want to have? Oh, it's this. And I keep noticing that his belly is particularly lit up. So it could be that there's been a deep intuition or deep instinct for a long time that, sometimes that's where like maybe this almost looks a little bit more like sacral chakra region, not quite high enough to quite be in the solar plexus, but the solar plexus is the house of willpower. And then the sacral chakra is more the house of sensuality and emotions. So I would just say that if there is a blockage for somebody, they might be identifying it, saying, you know what? The only thing that's stopping me from reaching my goals and dreams is maybe there has been an attachment that I have. Sometimes we want the pleasures of life, but maybe those aren't necessarily the best use of our time, or maybe we've been seeking the pleasures of life with someone or with something that is actually toxic for us. And it's like our character already knows this. I don't think there's anything surprising about this. I think it's just a nice opportunity for a character to address basically the elephant in the room. Yeah, I kind of know. There's always drama that comes with, say, this person. They're just so damn sexy. I'm hearing that song, Damn Your Eyes, in my mind right now. I love that song. I'm hearing the Zap Mama version of it. But it just kind of feels like, look, a character already knows if they've been a little bit blocked from reaching their goals and dreams because of something that maybe they want that's not necessarily the best for them. So it's just a nice day to say, okay, I acknowledge it, but I'm not going to let it rule me. I might still want to indulge in it a little bit or indulge with that person, but not to the detriment of me reaching my goals. So it's just a day to acknowledge. All right, next up is Michzzz. I don't know if I said your name right, Mitch. I'm sorry if I did not, but thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and grab one card for this 1111 portal, and we have got the Death card. So strong energy of transformation, which is fantastic for the 1111 because it's much to do with balancing energies out, moving forward. Death card is Scorpio energy, and we have a change in love. There has been some beautiful blossoming opportunity for love and romance and heartfelt energy that has been there. It's been available all this time, but it's actually been kind of preserved in this glass orb, or maybe we could look at it as a crystal ball. The time to have a much better, more abundant, more plentiful types of particularly romance is just now around the corner because our character was working through something previous to now. This is the transformation. This is cutting away the past and finally being able to like embrace what is rightfully theirs and has been preserved for them. There's some beautiful love story up ahead for them. Really nice that it's very much within grasp. All right, next up, NH coming in at 437. Here we go. NH. And guys, I do already have the 11 winners selected, so I'm not going to add on it anymore tonight. We're just going to do the 11 that are already listed. I'm sorry that I didn't get to everybody, but 11, we got to pick 11. So For NH here, we have got the message of the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is opportunities and options, but admittedly on this card, we see somebody who's very mystically gifted. But you notice that she's like, wait a minute, have I missed something? You know, there's all, especially right now during Year of the Dragon, we're still in Year of the Dragon, and you notice that she's looking up at a mask and she's kind of wondering, huh, you know, I thought that everything made perfect sense. You know, masks cloak things, hide things, mask things. But the mask is off. You know what's so interesting? She may have thought she didn't know about someone or something, and she's realizing that really was the full story. There wasn't more to it. As I'm contemplating, as I'm thinking through things, I think she's going to be very delighted to discover she has more information than she thought she had about a situation. This could be somebody who's finally realizing, you know what? I'm more talented and skilled than I thought. I have worked harder than I realized to learn the kind of information that I now hold. I didn't know how much I retained. I can't believe how much wisdom I have. I can't believe how much talent I have. It almost seems like a surprise even to her. She thought that there was still so much more she had to go, seeking. And in fact, she might be realizing maybe I've gained as much as I could at this level of my knowledge, and now it's time to apply it or take on the next adventure, because this is all about opportunities. This is somebody who's got a lot more that they're working with, a lot more skills than they have ever realized they actually possessed. And it's pretty exciting, because what she can do with it now is, like I say, move into the next level. She might have been plateaued and thinking, God, I just can't seem to wrap my head around this. Why can't I seem to move up in life? And it's like, sweetheart, you've been ready to move up in life and move to the next chapter for a really long time. You've got so much. It almost feels like where she's at, there's not much more stimulation for her, because this is a really intelligent character. So she's ready for the next chapter and didn't even realize it. That's really cool. All right, next up, NLgirard, coming in at 709. All right, so here we go. NL, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. All right, here we go. Hold on. As you can see, the deck is falling apart, but that's okay, because we already had one that presented itself, which is the Death card. Anytime I get a card that comes out again so swiftly after someone else had it, I like to pull one more. We have the Hanged Man or Hanged One in this deck. So 2 major arcana. So big message for the 1111 portal. Death and rebirth, the end of delays, because Hangman is in the reverse. All of a sudden, we got things moving forward. We got the transformation. We've got the timeline is finally here. No more does the character have to kind of, wait for their tomorrow to arrive. If there have been lessons to learn, if there have been things that a character just needed to change their perspective on, they've done it. Now, this could be their perspective specifically about love and romance. They could be done waiting on a person who was never quite ready to take action. And you notice his hands aren't tied. It's by his own hair. So it's kind of a flimsy little rope. If our character used to feel like romance was always like somebody else had the ball in their court, this character is saying, nah, I have the ball in my court. I decide who I give, my incredible, heart to. I get to pick that. I don't have to wait for somebody else. Sorry, my dog. I knew he was going to bark. There was some huge thunder outside. But I like seeing that our character is no longer in that delayed mindset, waiting on anybody else. All right, next up, LaMyYah, coming in at 8:55. LaMyYah, please forgive me if I didn't say your name right. I apologize. I'm running it together, even though I know you broke it into 3 different segments. So my apologies if I didn't say it properly. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so we just got the Queen of Cups, which is one of the most beautiful, ornate. She has got these incredible, fingernails on. Also, it looks very like Thai to me. Like she could be a dancer or something, like in some of the Thai storylines and performance art that I've seen. It's like really elaborate headdresses and those extended fingers. And it's, very much like stories of the different gods and goddesses and such. And she does come across as a goddess, but it's a goddess of, emotion and love. This is an Ace of Cups. So it's somebody in a very personal energy during this 1111 portal. She is ready to offer her cup, but she's not in a rush to do it. She's filled her own cup. She's feeling really empowered. We can see she's got this beautiful, like, lace gold filigree, either throne that she sits in, or I always think of it more like even a collar or something that she wears. This is an elaborate dresser. Let me tell you, this is somebody who dresses good. She has got gorgeous hair. She's got really unique, everything about her comes across as really unique and very eye-catching. But I feel like her eyes, either she has mesmerizing eyes or she actually has like a gift of another kind of sight, a second sight or something, or a sixth sense, or however we want to say that. But she's very emotionally adept, and she's very aware that what she would like to give will be approaching her. She doesn't have to go out and chase it. She's in the gravitational pull of the divine feminine. So something beautiful is coming her way. She's not going to be giving that cup to anybody unless the right one, the one that she's calling in, comes toward her. But I think she already is sensing that that's on its way, hence the eyes. So it's not a waiting game. I think she's just in a very contented state and saying, yeah, I know that what's right for me is actually coming on in, because that's what I'm manifesting and how I'm manifesting it. Next up, I've got Pamer coming in. Here we go at 11:17. All right, here we go. Oh, guys, I've already pulled all the names that entered to win in the other video. So no, just these 11 that are already listed in the description box, sweetheart. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep anybody waiting, but no, it's just those 11 that I've already listed in the box. All right, so we have got, for Pamer, we've got the 6 of Wands. That is some serious empowerment. That is amazing. We have, first off, somebody could have been a great runner or is a great runner. Like, this is the horse that wins the race. We have somebody that, and this could be any kind of agility. This could be mental agility. This could be somebody that is like, whatever it is that they do, they always pull ahead the rest of the crowd. There's something about this particular character that they're feeling and they're sensing and they're seeing their own accomplishments, and they're realizing, you know what? We all have talents. We all have things that we do really, really, really well that are unique to us. I will never forget, I supported one of my friends who had done some pole dancing, and I was so amazed when they did their student showcase. I had no idea how talented my friend was. I never dreamed what a talented, because they weren't somebody that was particularly like graceful in like freestyle dance, but their power, their grace, their perfect matchup was the athleticism and the power of, being, an acrobat almost. And it was the most impressive thing. And I was always like, oh my God, I bowed to you. I could never do that. I don't have the body strength, and you do. And it's like, it is your perfect niche. And my point of saying that is that sometimes we recognize that we find those talents that are just something great, something made for us, something that we do really, really well, that other people don't necessarily have the same capabilities, because none of us have the same identical capabilities. We all have the right to go after things, but we all have different things that we really excel at. And I think that during this 11:11 portal, I think our character should be, if they aren't, they should be counting up the things that are uniquely their skill sets, the things they do well. If they make the best crocheted scarves, whatever it is, they know that they do something really well. This is time to actually like celebrate that, soak that in, really, be proud of one's skill set. Each person is set apart because of our different skills, Next up, I have got Know Thyself Oracles with Linda J coming in at 14:06. Here we go. All right, here we go. Know Thyself Oracles. Here we go. Oh, NH, it's my pleasure. Thank you, honey. All right, Know Thyself Oracles with Linda J. We've got the Ace of Swords. Big truth coming in, like big truth. This is coming in from the heavens. This is coming in from Zeus. This is the thunderbolts. This is I kind of look at this also as like neurons are firing like crazy in somebody's brain. They're piecing together the information, and they've got it. It's clicking. Everything is coming into like clarity after a time of great confusion, great upheaval, great storm. Now, this could be that someone has found like a deep inner truth. Sometimes when I see all that alignment, I look at it as like the alignment of chakras, the alignment of even sometimes any kind of an epiphany moment. If that's where our character is at during this 1111 portal, like this epiphany moment, this profound sense of, knowledge, awareness, personal empowerment is what this speaks of to me as well. Sorry, my dog is singing along with us right now. He's very empowered as well. He's doing the thing he was born to do, protect, defend. But maybe that's just it, though. Maybe that adds a flavor to this, that our character is doing the thing they were born to do, and they realize that. They realize their skill. They realize this is right where I'm supposed to be in this era of life. I'm gonna have to go get my baby. Hang on, everybody. I'm so sorry. I won't lose our set, but if I don't go and collect him, he's going to continue to sing for us. Aries, my love, come here. Come here now. Come here. Come here now. You did a very good protection. I feel so safe. Papa's going to be so happy with you. You're a good boy. Good protector. All right, my apologies. Next up, going to Bobby. Bobby is coming in at 1623. Here we go. Thank you, guys. So, Bobby, let's go ahead and see what is the message for the 1111 portal. As you know, I'm a fictional storyteller, not a psychic, so bear that in mind. We have a huge amount of healing. We have a huge amount of, this is a star card, so strong Aquarius energy. We have wishes that can be realized. We have the unicorn here with his magical horn, but the thing is, he's looking down at the water, kind of like wishing in a little wishing well, not realizing that the universe has bigger and better plans. Sometimes the thing that we wish for and that we focus on, sometimes we're angling for something too small. The universe has better plans for us. The universe has, nicer, more powerful, more elaborate gifts to offer us than the things that we were asking for. And that this card really demonstrates that. So yes, there's healing, but there's also something better than what our character had expected is still on its way in for our character, which I love that message. I love all of the sweetness, and I love the surprise that I think this unicorn's about to have. That's really nice. I love it. Sandy, Nesta, sweetie, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you coming at 1739. All right, Sandy, here we go. Now, all of these timestamps will be just a little bit off, and I'm sorry, it's because there's always a delay when I do a live versus when it's done processing. So, Sandy, I'm sorry if your timestamp isn't quite right. It'll probably be about 10 seconds off. But the message here for the 1111 portal is this. Well, first off, this is very timely because it's Year of the Dragon, and that's still where we are. But this is the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is usually a wounded warrior card, but here's the thing. This is not really any imagery of wounds. It's an image of somebody who has been stockpiling the good stuff. Which, if we think about it, when we've been sick or something and we need to rest up and, lay around and take care of our body and let, our energy get restored, we could describe it that way. But right now our character actually has an excess, right? Our little dragon, it can't even stand upright in his cave because he's got too much gold. So this actually says that our character is way more healed than what they thought. Our character is way more powerful than what they thought. And I think before the year is out, I kind of think that this character is going to discover that somewhere along the way, without them even realizing it, they have made tremendous strides forward. Like, let's put it this way. Sometimes when we get hurt or wounded by something, we say, well, I just need to work through it. And so we start, going on lots of extra walks. And without knowing it, we wind up getting super fit. We drop some weight. Our cardiovascular health is improving. Like, our doctor would be giving us a high five. They'd be saying, wow, what have you been doing? And you're like, huh? I was just going for walks because I was clearing my mind. Sometimes our healing process gives so much extra benefit in our lives, and we don't even realize what an awesome byproduct it has been to go ahead and work through the things that we needed to. But we kind of like have at least a twofold return on it. And I think before the year is out, our character will recognize that they've done a lot of hard work and it's really paid off in a lot of different ways. It might be surprising, though, to this character to discover the different things in their life that have gotten better, that have improved, that they didn't even realize were improving. Next up, I've got Julie Katz coming in at 19. Oh, excuse me. Julie Katz, 19. I'll say 58, even though the time clock just turned to the 20. All right, Julie, here we go. And Julie, you are winner number 10. And I just have one more for tonight. And that is going to be Dwayne. All right, here we go. So the message for the 1111 portal is actually the 7 of Swords. But we have somebody who's kind of like, oh, nobody's going to be robbing me tonight. The story that I get off of this card is that she is like I think of somebody who has like a traveling, shop, or she sells her wares, as she travels around from one town to the next. And she's used to having, people that come along and sticky fingers lift things off of her. In this case, she sells like fabrics and swords. And the funny part is she's like, I know that lots of people will pretend that they're just wandering by when in fact they're casing the joint because they want to steal something that I've got. But I'm wise to that. I got eyes in the back of my head. There's not much that gets past her. If anything, I would say there's a confidence in her that this sword is not threatening. You notice how she's just got it slung over her shoulder comfortably. It's more a statement that, I can see right through you, right? You do know it's really obvious to me. You do know I can spot a liar 10,000 feet away. You light up like you may as well have a neon sign that says, I am a liar. She's just saying, I can tell when someone's not being 100%. I can tell when things don't add up. It's my gift. And so nothing really takes me by surprise because I can spot it. I can spot it in myself. I can spot it in others. When you master the art of like being truthful, that's maybe when you get really good at spotting people that are, sometimes we lie, or people lie not to intentionally do somebody wrong or to steal from somebody, but people lie to themselves. Can I borrow some money? Well, they're never going to pay it back. They know it, but they're hoping that their fortune's going to turn around. But it's like, if I loan this to you, I know it's not coming back, but I'm going to loan it to you anyway. She holds something in her hand, like I could choose to give it to you, but I know what the real circumstances are. So I just have to say that looking at life and knowing that everywhere there's things that aren't going to add up 100%, but she's not naive to it. And she's also not bitter about it. She's slightly amused because it's like, really? Do you think that I don't have X-ray vision? Do you really think that I don't know better? I kind of think she's almost tickled by the way we mortals do things. Like that's the energy of, as she moves forward. She could have taken a harsh stance. That 7 of Swords is usually an ugly card. It's a painful card. It's a card of, I don't trust people. I've lied to myself. They've lied to me. There's hurt, there's pain. That card has none of the hurt or the pain or the angst. It's actually almost like humorous. So I actually really like that. If we're going to have an ugly card, that's the best presentation I've ever seen of an ugly message. All right, next up, we've got Dwayne Anderson, 2322. Dwayne Anderson, thank you for all the years you've been with me. I'm so honored, Dwayne. And I'm delighted you were one of the winners tonight. So for this 1111 message, we have the Hierophant, strong Taurus energy. And I love this one because it's kind of more like a little, I don't know if I would call it like a little volcano creature or maybe a Dungeons and Dragons kind of character. But there's something about him that is very unusual. He's like part turtle, part rock formation, and he lives deep inside like the core of the earth or deep within a volcano. So typically under pressure, but you can see that what he's done is kind of turning coal to diamonds, turning his thoughts and honing them and sharpening them until his crown chakra is like wide open. We have kind of an energy of mysticism, which granted the Hierophant can be about mysticism. It can be about religion. It can be about belief systems, spiritualism, things like that. It can also be about, rules and regulations and figures of authority. Sometimes that crosses over into dogma. But it can also be about the things that we choose to believe in, that we want to sign a contract for, things like institutions of marriage and anything that we would sign up for willingly. But in this, it says, moving forward, I think we have a character that has reached this profound sense of awareness, and they've gathered a lot of wisdom throughout their lifespan, and they have become the authority on what they believe in. Nobody else is going to tell this character how it is. This character is the authority, not to oppress others. Now, it does kind of almost look like he's, giving a speech or something, and there may be other people that come to this lead character for wisdom, but he's not going to go chase people around and try to make people believe what he does. But as far as is he seeking knowledge from other sources? He's kind of already done that, and he's collated it all, and he's put it together, and he's connected to his higher self, and he's kind of a direct conduit for some really deep knowledge at this point, a big foundational knowledge. Doesn't mean he won't keep learning or growing, or that he's closed off to any other ideas, but he's pretty sure of who he is. And I think that alone, that can be a lifetime's journey to learn who we think we are, and actually then test ourselves, or be tested in life and say, yep, I really am that person. I really do believe that. I really have faced some things in my life, and I handled them just the way I thought I would. I actually did. So now I know that's really who I am. Sometimes we get surprised by discovering, wow, that's not at all how I thought I would behave. But this character knows just who he is. Him, her. I say him because we have a him on the card. But this is very steady. The Taurus energy that comes with this card is very steady, very steadfast, very certain. And that is the kind of pillar of a community, or pillar of anything from a relationship to a foundation of a business. That's a great foundation to stand upon, is I know right where I'm at. I know who I am. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. So many of you hung out with me anyway. You guys are so sweet. Lots of love, you guys. Thank you. Oh, Denise, you angel. NH, it was my pleasure. And to anybody that I didn't get a chance to have as a winner tonight, don't be disappointed. We'll do others. So, but thank you so much, you guys. Carolyn, Brino, I used to love him. Really nice to see you guys. Hi, RS. Michelle S., thank you, honey. Right back at you. Dimple Kumar, Air Energy, Mariana Badia, thank you. You sweetheart, right back to you. I love, love, love the little Year of the Dragon that you put in there, Air Energy. That is so awesome. All right, you guys, sweet dreams. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Bye for now.